And obviously, Japan loves grappling. We know this.
Judo, wrestling,
Judo,
now
wrestling,
BJJ,
now BJJ, and
sumo.
they're very, very different. Judo community, BJJ community,
Yeah.
wrestling community, extremely different. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shintaro Higashi Show. Peter, you. Today, we're going to talk about grappling in Japan. Period. Not judo, not jiu-jitsu, not wrestling. Grappling. Period.
Yeah, so I think this topic came up because of your trip, recent trip to Japan, and you had a seminar, and then you saw kind of what's going down on the streets, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any ties to Japan, I'm looking for a reason to go back more. So I want to do more seminars over there. Jiu-jitsu is blowing up in Japan right now.
BJJ, yeah.
So I feel like I can potentially be the bridge between the Japanese Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community and the American Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community. Because yes, they love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but they're not bringing in Portuguese guys from Brazil. They don't care about those guys because they're not visible. They care about American BJJ athletes. They speak English, which they sort of can understand.
Yeah, I see.
They don't have no clue what they're saying in Portuguese. Right.
I mean, you're the perfect person because
I'm the perfect person. I speak both languages. Yeah.
And not only that, you can speak grappling too.
Can speak grappling. Yeah. So I want to be the guy to do that. And obviously, Japan loves grappling. We know this.
Judo, wrestling,
Judo,
now
wrestling,
BJJ,
and
sumo.
They're very, very different. Judo community, BJJ community, wrestling community, extremely different.
And sumo community too, right?
Yeah, sumo is a completely different animal.
You know, so can you kind of actually, that's very interesting. Can you do some like comparative studies of like how they are different?
Is it going to be peer reviewed?
We might. Maybe there's something we can publish.
So judo.
Yeah.
You do it as a kid.
Yeah.
You get really good at it. You get identified. There's a dojo everywhere. Every elementary school kind of does it during gym and et cetera, et cetera. Maybe it's middle school.
Yeah.
But once you're good at it, you do it in middle school, you do it in high school. There's after school teams, right? They don't have like fall season, spring season like they do in the States.
All year round.
All year round. You pick something, you do it. I'm in band. That you do band the whole time. I'm in baseball. I'm on the baseball team. You're doing baseball all year.
I see. It's the club activities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So middle school, high school, that's it. You're in. Mostly high school, right?
Yeah.
But middle schools have judo programs, and they take it. Like, for instance, Kukushkan University in the systems that I came from, they recruit elementary national champions.
All over the country.
All over the country. They identify all the top elementary school kids. And I'll never forget, their number one recruit when I was there, and when I was like in college, it was this kid, 150 kilos. This kid was 340 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah, freak of nature. Yeah,
12
12 years old.
12?
Yeah, 12 years old. Yeah, he just won the elementary school nationals.
He's tall too, probably.
Pretty tall.
Yeah.
Not really tall, but like taller than me at the time.
Yeah.
Humongous. And that kid came in as a 7th grader to the middle school program, and they have a dorm.
That's where you stayed. We had
middle
an episode about this.
Middle school floor, high school floor. They are away from home 95% of the year. They get holidays, maybe they get to go home. Right? That's it. From 7th grade on, they're full-blown doing judo. Right?
It's just such a well-developed system.
Yeah, but that's tier 1. Right?
Tier 1.
And then you also have like the tier 2 judo schools where it's like, all right, you have regular kids going to school, commuting. They do after-school judo, and then they go home to their families.
I see.
Right? Kukushkan's a whole nother animal, right?
So
you got that. You get like, kids who do judo in high school, dabblers. And then there's a university. And then there's the professionals. But the volume of people doing judo is like elementary school, middle school, high school, and then it shrinks down, just like American wrestling. It's very similar in culture to American wrestling.
I see.
They have 2 million people doing it in Japan, judo.
And then the cream of the top of the line just gets filtered through everything.
Yes. That's why you have volume game. Right.
Yeah, I see.
So that's kind of the system. And then after a certain age, 25, the people who are doing judo shrinks down rapidly from a percentage standpoint. And now all of a sudden, there's not that many people doing it past 30.
No hobbyists, really.
No. They're out there teaching and stuff, but they're not actually doing it. Wrestling, similar structure, but a very, very narrow pipeline. I'm talking, when you get to the senior level, they have 2,000 or 3,000 wrestlers. That's it. In the whole country.
So does it have the same the as big as a base
No,
as judo?
nowhere near it.
I see. I see.
Nowhere near it. It's the most minor thing.
I see.
But they produce so many champions.
Yeah.
Completely different.
What do you think? How are they doing it without the number?
That's the thing, man. No one really knows, dude. It's like the training, the practice. They have all these little fundamental things.
Cross-pollinations between like judo?
No, they're very segregated.
Oh.
So it's equivalent to, they say they have 12,000 judoka that are registered members in the USA for wrestling.
Yeah.
Judo, USA Judo. You know, everyone knows USA Judo is not doing very good on the international circuit.
Yeah.
So you take that and you divide it by like 4. You make it even smaller, right?
Right.
But then you put them out in the World Championships and they win 7 gold medals. That's what Japan's doing with wrestling.
We gotta study that, man. Like, that's mind-boggling to me.
It's not like, oh my God, they're superstars in Japan. No one knows these guys.
Huh.
I mean, yes, if you win the Olympics, you get Olympic clout. People know your name, things like this. Right. But no one knows who's at the Japanese national championships. There's nobody in the crowd. It's dead.
Right.
Literally
as opposed
dead.
to the all judo championship, it's like sold out.
You go to All Japan Judo Championships in April. I think it's April 29th this year, or every year it is April 29th. The is on TV. Full-blown production. The thing is packed. Everyone going nuts. People watch it. People follow it. You know, average people know. All Japan just happened, you know. Wrestling, nowhere near it.
Wow. We might have to dedicate, like...
That's crazy.
How dominant Japan is, despite
there's a video of Khabib now.
Yeah,
there's one is going around social media.
Oh, I got
my man wrestling. You have Iran, USA, and Russia. Now there's 4th country, man, Japan.
Oh,
yeah. So it's like a real thing. They're a powerhouse. All the American wrestlers now, they recognize it. They know about it. They're like, how are they doing it? Should we study them? Can they replicate it? The women always had super success. The men not so much, but has
in
the last 5 years. No, Japan.
Oh, in Japan. Oh, yeah, I see. Oh, yeah. Now a lot of the male athletes are winning.
They were never successful. The lightweight males were some of them. That was it.
I see.
Now they're dominant.
So
take now Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
Average age 40.
Oh.
Guys who never really did judo before.
Oh, so it's not just... I was expecting a lot of the ex-judo guys would do it.
No, they don't.
It's easy on the
body. I mean, little by little, yeah.
Yeah.
As the thing grows, you're going to get guys who've done judo filtering in.
Yeah.
But right now, their primary demographic, people who never really grappled, after work they're going. It's a hobby sport, and it's huge. Some major actors in Japan who are like in their 30s and 40s started doing jiu-jitsu openly. So now all of a sudden it's this thing. Jiu-jitsu's fun. You go after work, and then classes start late, 8 p.m., whatever it is. So it's a whole new hobby class.
Right.
And you know Japan with their hobbies.
They go really deep into it. So now they're catering to a completely different demographic. Opposite of judo. Right? Oh, I thought... Okay. So the BJJ and judo are pretty separate in Japan.
Dude, there's no crossover. And if you watch YouTube, yes, there's some like, oh, what happens when a jiu-jitsu guy and a judo guy... But they still haven't figured out to a point where the judo guys will do seminars for BJJ guys, right?
In Japan?
In Japan, but they're teaching judo fundamentals that are absolutely zero application in BJJ.
Right. You talked about that a lot,
And when I actually did the seminar, guys' minds were blown over there. Oh my God. I thought you do Uchimata like this. No way. You don't do Uchimata like that in Jiu-Jitsu. You just don't.
Yeah.
Maybe judo fundamentals, yes. And even the high-level judo guys don't even do those fundamentals.
There's a video going around, I don't know if you saw, about like how Uchimata is like a notorious example of how the traditional way doesn't work or something.
I heard I was clipped into that video.
I saw that. I almost on Reddit someone... Yeah, you were clipped into, so...
Yeah. Send me the video. I gotta see this. And I was used as one of the bad examples, but you see, that's the thing, right? I teach Uchimata like 20 different ways.
Yeah, you were just doing the traditional way.
Showing the traditional basic way. These freaking people, they don't know. Come do judo with me. I'll kick the shit out of you, you know?
Well, this guy did win a bronze in...
What year?
Oh, he was Jojuno. You know Jojuno. You know the twins from Korea. Well, I think it was like 2016.
Oh, forget that.
20,
Are they heavyweights?
No. Like,
oh, forget it. Forget it, bro. They're lightweight. Get out of here.
6-6.
I'll beat the piss out of those guys. Get out of here.
6. Called out.
Somebody's like, oh, you got to do a response. I was like, whatever, dude. Come on. They're not even on the same
That's why
level.
I didn't send it to you away. I didn't want to be like, oh, we're above that. You know what I mean? We're
I'm above it. I just did say some things, but
I will send it to you. You know, it's yeah.
Anyway.
So BJJ is separate. It's a very interesting. You know, like these cultural things, and it just defy your common understanding.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's crazy. So let's kind of maybe talk about your seminar in this context. So which gym did you go? It's not a judo gym. It's a BJJ gym.
Well, so BJJ gym, yes. They rented a judo gym because they were anticipating a lot of people coming. And then it was in Okinawa.
That's interesting because in America, judo gyms will rent BJJ gyms.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
It's been reversed in Japan. Yeah.
Reverse.
Yeah.
And then I had another gym also in Tokyo that I was going to do. Carpe Diem is like the name of the franchise.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Yeah. But the main one in Tokyo, it didn't go through because the guy just had a baby with his wife. So he's like, okay, postpone it. I was like, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was able to get a lot of intel about the jiu-jitsu community from over there, from this guy. And it's definitely growing. There's gyms that have 300-400 members out there. There are mega gyms out there with people who are paying to do it. And then there's a seminar culture. In judo in Japan, there's no seminar culture.
Yeah.
None.
Because there's like a set pipeline, so you just learn from that, right?
You just learn from that, and then your sensei says, your guy says, hey, I know you just won the Olympics, but go do a seminar at this gym. And then they'll buy you dinner, and they'll give you a little bit of pocket change. It's not really all right, let's like charge $100. Yeah. It's a service, right?
I see.
You know, so it's like they're not flying in technicians and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Now, in Japan, all these champions who are wrestlers, they're being flown into the United States to do seminars.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and I was part of that. I was able to translate for Rei Higuchi, who won the Olympics, and that was a really cool gig.
Yeah.
I'm not a translator by any means, but for that specific purpose, I was the person that was the best.
Yeah.
You know? So there's no seminar culture in judo in Japan. There's not a lot of seminar culture for wrestling.
Right.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu community loves seminars, but they want to do seminars with American champions.
Oh.
People who are very knowledgeable, very interesting.
I see.
And I kind of sort of fit into that person that can connect the two worlds.
Right.
So that's where I think, and if you guys are listening and watching, and if you have a place for me to kind of help, I would love for you to contact me, because then I would love to help, because I'm trying to find a way to do more work with Japan. I'm Japanese, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's my new thing.
I think Korea is kind of similar. I think I heard that BJJ is huge in Korea now too. Huge.
Someone just said that to me too over there. Like, Korea. And there was one of the guys that were there was a black belt from Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
He runs a BJJ school in Taiwan, and he flew over from Taiwan to come to the seminar.
I see.
Actually, like 70-80% of the guys at that seminar that I just did in Okinawa were black belts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. Pretty
they
cool.
Have a lot of black belts. Yeah.
Really cool. I was like, wow, that's amazing,
Yeah.
So they kind of wanted to figure out what I was going to show, like what kind of thing, me talking about whatever it is, and it was a really cool
Can you give us a little, like, glimpse of what you taught?
Yeah, mostly like level changing, front and back, gripping, distance, sidestepping, angling, feinting, misdirection, Uchimata for jiu-jitsu guys. How can you instill and force a reaction by showing guard pulling, etc., how that works with kochi, leg grabs, things like this. And by the end of it, dude, they all look like world champions. Seriously.
Nice.
Yeah. But the Japan grappling.
They got a good teacher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they have wrestling, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and each one of those communities look extremely different. But if they got together, and eventually they will. Eventually they will, right?
They produce some monsters.
It's gonna be over, man. It's gonna be a
and then there's like a huge MMA culture too, right? In Japan,
they love MMA.
Yeah, so it's like it's like a ripe for a lot of these cross-pollination.
Yeah, and I once they figure out, like, all right, we all need to do seminars, we all need to do these things, you know.
Like even in judo and wrestling world.
Yes, and I think technically, like, obviously the best jiu-jitsu is in the United States. I believe this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So you get some of these guys, and, you know, my idea is like, all right, let's just say, for instance, they want to bring in Brian Glick. They know him because they watch the videos from Fanatics. They buy Fanatics videos.
Yeah.
So if they're watching Brian Glick's BJJ Fanatics video and they want to bring him in, guess what? He doesn't speak Japanese. What is he gonna get around on the subway and the trains and this?
Yeah, you gotta fly you out.
I'll go with him.
Yeah.
I'll do a seminar. He does a seminar, and we'll just do a little bit of a tour. You know?
Yeah.
Same thing. I want to bring JT. I know JT Torres. He lives down the street. You know what I mean? We're boys. I train in his gym. Let me bring JT over there, right?
Should I use this as an excuse to go to Korea with you?
I don't speak Korean. Oh, yo, that could be good.
Yeah, I'll speak Korean.
You want to set that up? Yo, you set that up.
Yeah, maybe I'm going to Korea next week, so maybe I'll like look into it a little bit.
If you could call all the Korean gyms, be like, listen, I can bring Shintaro. We'll go together.
Because I know. Okay, I'll tell you. There's a big judo guy on Instagram, Korean judo guy. I follow him, and I saw his follower list. He follows you. He likes your videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll reach out to him.
I got so much clout now, dude, on the internet.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Dude, I went to Stretch Labs. You ever heard of this thing? It's like a flexibility gym.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah.
It's one-to-one stretching. It's that's all it is. And I went, and then the guy who I got assigned to, right? He's like, "Yo, you look familiar, man." I'm like, I don't know. I'm just a regular dude. Stretching me. He's like, "Yo, you grapple like your years. You know, I think I follow you on internet." He's like, "Shit! Oh my god, I know you're the guy, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then it turns out there's two other jiu-jitsu guys in the Stretch Lab gym. Right? So now they're like talking about it, and then they go on Instagram, and then they're like, "Oh my god, we all follow this guy already." And then they're talking about it. So now I follow Stretch Labs that I went to on the Instagram. So now everyone in the gym is like, "Oh shoot, like this guy has such a huge following." And then I went this morning, and I was assigned like another lady. Because I signed up the thing, and, you know, she had the time slot, and then she was like, "Everyone's so excited you're here." Everyone's been talking about you. And I was like, that's like, cool. Oh, that's so cool. You know, like,
Wow. I mean, even I get recognized.
Oh, yeah. People know you, man. When I go on these trips and they say, "I love the podcast," they reference you all the time.
I'm glad you guys like it, because I'm just like, I never intended to be like popular or anything like that. Famous.
It's like, no, I'm not even going to say it.
You tell me later. Yeah, I think I know what you're going to say.
What? Something about hair plugs?
Yeah, exactly. We already talked about it, you know.
I think one time in Turkey, someone legitimately said that to me. Like, Peter used to be bald, right? I was like,
I was bald there. I got a transplant in Korea.
Got a transplant in Korea. I was like, he got the transplant, right? And I was like, yeah. I was like, how's his hair looking now? I see it on the internet. You know, how's it in person?
Yeah.
Like, what about back here and stuff, you know? And I'm like, yeah, it's good. I mean, I haven't seen the back of his head in a little while. Yeah, cause
you saw me recently when you came to Michigan, like a month ago. Yeah. I guess I did change my hairstyle a little.
You know what? For the guy, you should turn around and show us the back of your head.
Like this?
Yeah, it's thin back there, bro. He made another one.
Maybe I'll think about it. Yeah. Anyway, so interesting stuff.
Yep.
Grappling in Japan. It's always cool to contrast and compare. You know.
And if you have contacts there, please hook me up. I want to go there more.
Yeah.
And thank you to our sponsors, Drew. If you have a company, customer churn is a huge issue. Check out hakuin.ai, HAKUIN.ai. That's what Drew does, his company.
Analyzes data-driven approach to combat customer churn.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Jason. Thank you very much, Levon. Thank you very much, Judo TV. You can watch all International Judo Federation events. You can watch the new rules seminar on judotv.com. Use discount code Shintaro. And also thank you to myself, higashibrand.com.
for sponsoring us.
Yep.
Yeah, you briefly mentioned that you have a exciting collab coming up. So
yeah, with Fuji, we're gonna
Yeah.
merge and do some stuff together. So
right.
there you go, man.
Cool.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening.
Yeah, thanks guys, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode.